Hello folks. This is going to be a slightly different upload to what I normally do. It's a little short and sweet game which I was linked to by a friend quite a while ago now actually, but I've never actually done any recording of it. And it is called The Slower Speed of Light. Now, as this message is saying, it may have seizure triggering properties because it has ridiculous colours. And yes, so if you do have these sort of problems, maybe watching this video is not the best idea. It's all sort of rather physicsy, and it sort of explains it at the end. Let me see if I can turn down the volume a little bit. There we go. It should just be about okay. So, here we are, a slower speed of light. Once upon a time, in a quiet village, there was a little child. Sadly, the little child fell into death's icy grip far too soon. The little child's spirit began the journey to become one with light. But the speed of light was too fast for the small and clumsy little spirit. Luckily, the spirit world is full of magical orbs that slow down light. So our objective is to collect these orbs to slow down the light to walking speed so that you can move on to the spirit world beyond, as it were. So this is our HUD. See how many orbs you've collected and compare your own speed to the speed of light. As light gets slower, you will start to see beyond what humans can typically see. And there are controls. So, let us enter the spirit world, as it were. So here we are, and you can see these orbs going around, and for some reason when you move it gives that sort of sci-fi noise. But you can see that pretty much, you know, when we start moving along the bottom, our meter changes as it sort of stretches as we sort of get faster. So let's go ahead and collect a few of these orbs. You can see all the colours are relatively normal at the moment as well. They're starting to change as we speed up and light slows down. Well, we're not speeding up, we're just going from rest to walking pace. That is the thing to remember here. We have a maximum speed of, well, probably about 5 miles an hour. As you can see in the bottom right, our speed goes just up a little bit and then stops. This is a relatively calming game. I mean, yeah, the lights are very psychedelic. Let's see, this is going to get very weird because I'm going to follow this row of orbs. So you can see we're now starting to see sources of infrared light. So for instance, warmer objects will appear in different colours. So for instance, the bodies of these people go red because they are warm, because people generally are warm. At the same time, we are starting to get into the ultraviolet spectrum as well, so we'll see sources of ultraviolet. We also have the visible light spectrum, just about. You can also see in the bottom right that the actual speed of light is slowing down, as shown by the white bar. Oh, and it is getting a lot harder to control because of relativistic effects. Oh wow. because you're not quite sure where you are in relation to everything, as light moves at a constant speed, so things start to appear stretched. Oh, wow, okay. See how that was sort of stretching back on itself? I can't see anything. Ah! You saw that spectrum going up in the background there. I'm by no means an expert in this sort of thing, so if you know about physics, you'll probably understand a lot more than I do about this. But I sort of understand the basic premises. Oh! Come here! There we go, got it. 93, where are the remaining ones? Ah! Oh wow, this is really difficult. I'm going to put the link to this game in the video description because it is worth a try. It's absolutely free. It's a very small download, and you know, it's just a mini game, and it's just really nice to play and see what happens. There we go, we have all of our orbs, and we've done it in 4 minutes 24 5 seconds. Get out of the way, please. Oh my word. Whoa, you see all of this stretching business. Wow. And that is the end. Like I said, short and sweet. Completed in 4 minutes 25, the world time 4 minutes 42. Let's see what happened. Make everything as simple as possible, but not simpler. By Albert Einstein. In a slower speed of light, the speed of light slows down with every orb you pick up. It is impossible for you to reach the speed of light, but certain relativistic effects become more visible as you get close. The relativistic Doppler effect, as shown by these images. You have the infrared visible and the ultraviolet visible. Light behaves like a wave, and different wavelengths appear as different colours. As you and other objects move around, the wavelength of light changes, appearing redder or bluer to your eyes. Some light becomes infrared or ultraviolet, which your eyes cannot usually see, and other invisible sources of light will become visible. The searchlight effect. Moving left, the objects on the left are brighter than the objects on the right. Light also behaves like a stream of particles called photons. When you run towards a stream of photons, more photons hit you and the object becomes brighter. This effect is known as relativistic aberration. Special relativity. Light always moves at the same speed, so if the speed of light is constant, then the distances and times in the world around you have to warp. Your time is different from the time in the world, which is time dilation, and your distances are different from the distances in the real world, the Lorentz transformation. You have to be much closer to the speed of light to notice the more dramatic effects of Lorentz transformation, compared to the Doppler effect and the searchlight effect. At the end of the game, the Doppler and searchlight effects are removed to make the Lorentz transformation easier for you to see. Runtime effect. Normally, light is extremely fast, but it still takes time for photons to reach our eyes. When you look at anything, you're actually observing incoming light from some time in the past. The further you look into space, the further you look into history. This is easily noticeable when you look at objects moving relative to yourself. Objects normally beyond your field of view can become visible when you move near the speed of light, as you see them as they were in the past. And there are acknowledgements. So that was A Slower Speed of Light, and I know it was a very short and somewhat one-off video, I guess, but like I say, it's a nice game. It's worth a good bang for your buck, given it's free. So I'll stick the link to it in the video description so that you can enjoy it yourself and experience these effects as mentioned. So anyway, thanks for watching and have a nice day.